athletic, agile big. So Ivan Juric of Penn State will have his hands full tonight trying to keep him off the offensive glass.
Let's do it from Hershey. Our officials, Keith Kimball, Paul Sells, and Bert Smith. And Penn State early on will man up against this Pittsburgh offense.
Yeah, the zone defense is something they're good at attacking.
But it's Barry Tunning Jr. with the early three.
Picking up right where he left off in the previous game, coming off a season high 23 points on 5 for 7 3-point shooting. That's something he can do very well.
Skip it. Josh Reed will drive out of the corner for Penn State. The Nittany Lions, 8-3 record. An 0-2 start in Big Ten play. Losses at Indiana and against Michigan State their last time out. Stewart off the mark on a three. Rebound to Noyes Intrusitis. And the Panthers, a victory over Binghamton last time out to get to 6-6. And on the screen, we get a whistle and a foul on Josh Reed for Penn State. Mike Rhodes, Nick, his third year leading Penn State, and said that in this game he liked what they did against Michigan State after it was a really tough loss to start, down as many as 49 against Indiana.
Well, he joked about the fact he tried to warn his guys playing at IU is a very tough way to start your season. And his guys having a rough start to the Big Ten regular season, looking to bounce back here again in non-conference play.
Double team comes, a near strip, but a shot clock violation on Pittsburgh. And Jeff Capel's team, the challenge will be against Penn State, a team with the most steals per game in the Big Ten. Jeff Capel, a star at Duke, and now in his 8th year leading the Panthers.
Well, Penn State, they pride themselves on defense. That's a staple for Coach Rhodes. And you mentioned the steals. They haven't been pressing as much in the full court, but they certainly get after it on the defensive end with active hands.
Reed gets a look for three, back of the rim, and fight for the rebound, and it landed out of bounds and will stay with Penn State on the reset. I guess he was out of bounds when he deflected it.
Yeah, it's a tough call in the heat of the moment.
Three off the mark for Dominic Stewart. Minor, his nickname is Polo, DeMarco Polo Minor.
You want to clue me in on why it's Polo?
A little too easy. Here's Mr. Minor with 9 to shoot. Picked up by the freshman Mingo. Fires a three, and that's good for Minor.
That is a tough shot. Former JUCO Player of the Year. This guy gets buckets.
A 6-0 start for the Panthers. Penn State can't answer. Intrusitis stops, fires, and the rebound snatched by Ivan Juric, the freshman from Croatia. Mingo turns the corner. Scoop is good, and a chance at three. Penn State right now down by 9. They're 2 of 11 shooting. Pittsburgh, you see the graphic, is 5 for 8 from three-point range. 5 threes by 4 players. Tunca stop and go for Penn State, and it's stolen by Intrusitis. Noyes Intrusitis on a beeline, a stiff arm blocked. Extra help from Juric, but back comes Corhan. Shot no good. The tip is good for Intrusitis.
Coach Rhodes spoke about his team not doing a great job rebounding the ball so far this season. And we see right there Pittsburgh taking advantage of that, getting on the offensive glass for multiple opportunities.
A lead to 11 for the Panthers. Juric inside. And steps on Penn State, and for them, their 3rd turnover.
Yeah, well, this Pittsburgh team is fired up right now. You see Intrusitis getting that shot blocked, but no one from Penn State hustling back to clean up that play, and then Intrusitis eventually getting that next opportunity on the putback.
Brandon Cummings with the ball for the Panthers. His brother played for Pittsburgh, Melih, 3 years ago. Here's Brandon down the lane. Nice backdoor cut and a chance at three for Rome.
And make those cuts at the appropriate times. Those are things that are invaluable in today's game.
He's 6'6", 220. Misses the free throw, but shoots 39% from beyond the arc. 19-6 Pitt. Dillion for Penn State. Over Mullen for three, and that's in and out. And there's Indrusitis for the rebound. The man from Lamont, Illinois, transfer from Iowa State. Indrusitis, the crossover, the burn, denied. Juric recovered. Dillion the other way, right to the rim for two, and the foul.
Happens to be a product of that, but he praised his ability to make the right reads, play with a high IQ.
Now, within the flow of the game, that was a momentum swing if they can get some stops right now.
That was certainly a big play. Pittsburgh was playing with a tremendous amount of confidence in these opening minutes. The Nittany Lions needed something to stop the bleeding.
6 to shoot. Witherspoon against Juric. Steps back for two and drains it as he gets down to the deck.
That was a tough shot by Witherspoon on the step back there. And Juric, good job contesting, but Witherspoon knocking it down nonetheless.
Josh Reed from Atlanta, Georgia. Stop.
Later on in this game, as guys start to get tired, those legs, if they're able to continue knocking it down at this rate. And we spoke with Coach Rhodes before the game. His team given up 27 threes over the last 2 games. And he says his team just hasn't been doing a great job of shrinking the floor and then closing out to shooters. And so far, Pittsburgh able to generate open looks.
Dillion picked up the last foul, his first. And conversely, you look at Pittsburgh, and you mentioned the injuries. Deshaun Jackson, somebody they were hoping to really count on, transfer from Iowa State, but he's dealing with a medical condition, has a history of heart issues. Witherspoon,
for instance, started with Corhan in the low post, acknowledging that double team was coming, making the pass out, and then had the Penn State defense scrambling after.
9 and change expired, a 23-11 lead for Pittsburgh. Penn State has not led so far today. Dillion from the foul line, strokes it good.
Mid-range killer, that's what he does best. He can shoot the three, but very comfortable getting to that free throw line area, getting to his spot and just raising up.
Mike Rhodes said, hey, mid-range, if he gets to his spots, he's got the green light.
The analytics has taken that mid-range game away, but there's certain guys that can do it at a high level.
Out of bounds on Witherspoon. Turnover number 2 on the Panthers. Now Dunning re-enters for Witherspoon. So Penn State, you have Reed, Mingo, Tunca, Juric, and Dillion. Minor back in for Pitt. Gets screened off. Mingo to the rim. No, and Minor back for the rebound. DeMarco Minor. Corhan drives the lane. Tough shot. Tip is good. His first 2 attempts of the game.
Good way to stay with that one. And I mentioned he's quick getting off the floor. That's exactly what he does right there with the tip in on his own shot.
Minor staying over the screen. Dillion catch and shoot. Weak side cleaned up by Indrusitis, and he's hip checked by Juric, and that's number 2 on Ivan Juric for Penn State.
Well, on the other end, you mentioned Corhan here, that quick second jump, able to get above the rim and tip that easy one home. And give credit to Pitt, really showing bodies to Mingo in the pick and roll, making things difficult for him, making him kick out to his shooters and then closing out.
Pittsburgh shooting 50% from 3. They're 5 for 8. Dunning to the roller. Corhan, backdoor pass, and the finish misses. Second chance, Corhan denied. Third try, no good either. And Penn State gets the stop.
And it looked like that one slipped out of his hands. He was right there at the rim, not able to convert the easy one.
Mingo, in and out. He's had a couple of ponies pop out.
Yeah, these rims have been unfriendly to them thus far.
Mingo 1 of 4 for Penn State. Barry Tunning Jr. Out for Ingersitis. Spin move and he scores.
Nice move there.
And complete analysis tonight at 10 Eastern and 7 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Great to be with you from Hershey, Pennsylvania, the sweetest place on earth at Cohen Nixtauskas, our entire crew, and Tunca stripped in midair. Here comes Pittsburgh. Cialepa can't finish it.
That is a rugby player coming at you full speed right there with Cialepa. And talk about a locomotive train there.
And get out of the way. Stewart off the screen from Sasha Ciani. Mingo on the reset. And foul by
Kids what they want. They're coming to Hershey Park. You have as much candy as you want today.
Amen. All right, final 2:20 of this first half. Penn State is not led. What do they need to do to get it a little closer?
Well, first of all, on the defensive end, they're going to need to tighten up. But on the offensive end, just create good opportunities, good looks, get into the paint, move without the ball, as we see Tunca doing right there. They just have not been able to generate anything easy on that end.
Right now, they're 2 for 11 from 3, shooting 28%, Penn State. And conversely, Pitt at 46%. 5 early threes for their first 15 points. And none since, but it hasn't slowed them down. Amari Witherspoon working baseline, fadeaway, gets it to go.
Yeah, tough. That's the second little fadeaway we've seen from that left wing. Witherspoon smooth with it.
Stewart can't answer. Tunca back for Stewart. Mingo ducks around the screen, frees up Reed. The threes now 2 for 13 for the Nittany Lions.
That's a good shot, though. That's the kind of offense you want. A drive and kick for an open three. Those will start to drop for the Nittany Lions.
A back and forth first half, and we're reaching the final minute. Forehand Seals stripped. There's Cummings to keep it alive. Brandon Cummings for a cutting Minor. Bank shot missed, and over the back, and they'll get. Now Cummings hits the 3rd free throw, so you found the three-point shooter you've lived that your whole life, and that's the result. And Cummings converting at the line.
I still think Cummings got away with a little bit of a leg kick there. In the NBA, they call that a foul on the offensive player.
How about Hauser back in the game because Juric picked up that last foul. Here it goes to Mirtic, and he misses, altered by Dunning. Witherspoon cut off by Tunca. A touch for Dunning, drives, went for the dunk, and it's Hauser with the block. Dilly on the other way for 2.
Wow, what a change of momentum right there. Hauser coming back into the game, ready to play. A huge block there at the rim, leading to an open transition.
This freshman, Hauser, from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, has welcomed the Penn State moment today. Witherspoon lost the footing, finds Minor. Step back three-pointer, it's good to Marco Minor.
I mentioned in the first half that pullback is patented. And Minor with a little pullback, little crossover there. He's got some flash to his game.
Young man from Chicago, Illinois. Tunca down the lane, blocked by Witherspoon. Claudia Daylight back the other way. Rim rocker.